Representative Hank Johnson, a Democrat of Georgia, and Raul Labrador, a Republican of Idaho, introduced bipartisan legislation after the Ferguson situation to tackle one of the serious issues at play, which is police militarization. And we got word today that Republicans are blocking the bill. No surprise there. Quote, the legislation seeks to curb controversial transfers of military weapons and equipment to local police forces. It would ban the Pentagon from granting local police free automatic weapons, armored vehicles, weaponized drones, combat helicopters, grenades, silencers, sound cannons, and other equipment. So get this. The bill doesn't even ban them from having those weapons. It's a very vanilla reform. It just makes them get it on their own through the Department of Homeland Security, and they no longer can get it for free. Right now, they get it for free. So this bill would just roll that back. No more, free weapons of war for police in the United States of America. Why do you need grenades and grenade launchers and weaponized drones? I mean, this isn't Fallujah. This is Denver. So it doesn't make any sense, but again, the Republicans blocked it. Now, how big of a problem is this? Quote, back in 1990, the military transferred only about $1 million worth of equipment to the police. That number ballooned to nearly $450 million by 2013. Goddamn. It used to be $1 million a year in military weaponry that the police got. Now it's about $450 million and growing. Gee, you think the military-industrial complex has something to do with this? The militarization of police throughout America? This is a modern phenomenon, and we're seeing the results of it right now. We're seeing the police are hyper-aggressive now. Why? Because if you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. You can't wait to try out your new toys. So when you look at a situation like Ferguson, when you look at what happened with the media there afterwards, where they're getting tear gas and rubber bullets are being fired at them and there's noise machines and all that stuff, when you look at that situation, you see what the problem is. The problem is we've now created an occupying army throughout the United States of America. It's the police. And they shouldn't be like that because that's not the purpose of the police. When they say to protect and serve, they mean the people. They mean the people. So now we have police officers who are brazenly violating our rights. You don't have a protection from unreasonable search and seizure anymore. You don't have a right to privacy anymore. Apparently, you don't have the First Amendment anymore because there's no freedom of the press when you have the police in Ferguson try to shut up media figures, as has happened multiple times. So this is a huge problem, and this is one of the core issues with Ferguson and many other areas in the United States and many other issues. So this was something substantive that the Democrats were in favor of. It's blocked by the Republicans, which leads to my final point on this. Never let anybody tell you, as many people have, Russell Brand, that, elections don't matter at all. Totally check out of the system. I have many, many problems with the Democrats. Many. But keep it real. Sometimes they do something decent. This is an example right here. Now, again, this one is bipartisan, but there's one Republican who did it. And then, of course, Rand Paul would support it, which makes a grand total of 2 Republicans who would support it. It's all the Democrats and then 2 Republicans. Maybe if we had more Democrats in there, in the House and the Senate, we could actually get something done and get substantive legislation in place to prevent the next disaster from happening in the United States.